one Charizard card is currently worth $75,000. And in today's episode of the Pokemon Card Classic, the jacked, stacked, serial thriller of Pokemon card collecting, Shreddy, is going to rank every single Wizards of the Coast era Charizard, from cheapest to most expensive. So if you're looking to add a Charizard card to your collection, let me know down in the comments below which one you would love to own, and keep watching this video to find out if you can afford it. Are you ready for Shreddy? We're going to be ranking 21 different Charizard cards from that vintage era. But first of all, why is Charizard so popular? If you grew up in the 90s with Pokemon, you'll remember on the schoolyard, everyone wanted a Charizard card. It was the most sought after card in any single set that it was in. And that is a trend that's continued literally through every single Pokemon set that contains a Charizard. But just why is Charizard so popular? So the first reason, while we look at Pikachu as the mascot of Pokemon in general, Charizard was the mascot of the Gen 1 Game Boy games. In Japan, we had Pokemon Red and Green, and in any country outside of Japan, we had Pokemon Red and Blue. Venusaur and Blastoise interchanged on the box art, but Charizard never. Seeing him on the front of the box, I mean, if you're an 8-year-old kid playing Pokemon and you can pick a fire-breathing dragon, you're going to pick the fire-breathing dragon. Number 2, let's remember how popular the Pokemon anime / cartoon was. Ash had a Charizard. It was one of the Pokemon that had most personality in the cartoon. Anything that was popular in the cartoons or the games was obviously going to be popular in mainstream media and of course in the trading card game. So the third reason, because Charizard in the base set had both the highest HP and the highest attack power. 120 HP, which was shared by Chansey, and an attack of 100 damage, which was shared by Zapdos. From an outsider looking in, this was the strongest Pokemon card. And even if you're not a Pokemon fan, you take a look at that card and you know he's a straight up beast. Because the Pokemon craze was immensely popular, mainstream media picked up on that, which again brings up the popularity to maximum levels, the likes of which we've only seen with Hulk Hogan and the Ultimate Warrior, brother. So just how many Charizards were there during the Wizards of the Coast era? There was 23 different Charizard cards printed from a range of 7 different sets. Of these 23 cards, 21 of them could be pulled from booster packs. 2 cards were exclusively in the Legendary Collection. One was a jumbo box topper. The second was a non-holo Charizard that you could only get from a theme deck. So by the time we take all those different sets, look at the first edition sets, look at the unlimited sets, look at the holo cards, look at the non-holo cards, you have a total of 23 different Charizard cards in total. 21 of them which could be pulled from booster packs, and those are the cards that we're going to be ranking today. In this video, we're going to be looking at the first edition cards, PSA graded 10, for each set that has a first edition set. A couple of them don't have first editions, for example, base set 2, Legendary Collection, so we're obviously going to have to take a look at the unlimited versions of them. We're also going to be including the Shadowless base set and the unlimited base set, just because the prices of them are so ridiculously high still. So for all data used in today's video, we are using PokemonPriceCheck.com, which draws data from eBay sales data. Private sales through Facebook, Instagram, and local sales won't be included in this, because I'm not a mind reader. Shreddy doesn't know what's going on in the world. So let's find out which one is the most expensive, and let's find out if you have any in your collection that are worth a bit of money. Coming in at the 14th and 13th spot, tied for dead last, also known as Shred last, we have 2 Charizards non-holo from the Expedition set. Both of these cards are going for $250 at the date of their last sale, which were the 15th and 18th of June from this year. So the cheapest entry point for a PSA graded 10 Charizard is going to be your non-holo cards, number 39 and number 40 from the Expedition set. Because it was at the end of the Wizards of the Coast life cycle, the rarity and the scarcity of these cards is a little bit higher, but it goes to show that just because a card is more scarce doesn't always mean it's more valuable. The artwork on both of these cards though is pretty cool, so if you're looking for a cheap entry into collecting Charizards with that PSA 10 slab, then this is what you want to be going for. Okay, so coming in at that number 12 spot now is one of my favourite sets, and that is Team Rocket. The non-holo Charizard takes the 12th spot on this most expensive list. Coming in at $650 as of the 1st of June, this PSA graded 10 card has a population of 351 and is massively more expensive than that Expedition set. This will be because the Team Rocket set was more popular. It was kind of in that peak of Pokemon when it was really crazy popular. The artwork on this is one of the better Charizard cards in my opinion. If you want a really cool looking card, this is going to set you back around $650, which is quite expensive for a non-holo. All the ones, legs 11, we have Expedition set yet again with the holo version of the Charizard from that set. Graded at PSA 10, there's 34 of these cards in existence, and as of December 2019, this card would cost $1,233. With the crazy price increase of 2020, it's been harder to find sales data for this on eBay, so I expect that this will have gone up in price since this data. A really cool looking art, which is the same as the non-holo from this set, which we've already covered on this list, but of course the holo version is always going to cost more money. This isn't a card that I have, it's not a set that I collect, but let me know down in the comments below if you like this card and if you have it in your collection. Coming in at that perfect 10 spot is my least favourite set of literally all Pokemon cards, the base set 2. But a base set 2 Charizard is going to set you back $2,700 as of the 5th of May. There's 50 PSA graded 10 cards in existence of this card. Now sales data for this was a little bit misleading, I thought. On the 20th of May there was a one that sold apparently for $7,000, but that was way more expensive than the previously sold ones, which only sold not long before that date. The couple of sales that were recorded before the 5th of May with that $2,700 price point were around that $2,000 mark, so I'm ignoring the $7,000 anomaly and I'm putting this card down as $2,700. I think if you're going to be paying that kind of money, it's base set 2, it's crap. In at number 9, we have Blaine's Charizard. The gym sets are, again, some of my favourite sets within Pokemon. I remember when these first came out, really exciting set, really cool to see those gym leaders having their own cards. As usual, the Charizard card from Gym Challenge was the standout card, and we had Blaine's Charizard. I've recently covered this artwork in a separate video, looking at how the artwork for Blaine's Charizard was recycled from Pokemon Red, the Japanese Game Boy game. There's 281 of these graded at PSA 10, and as of the 23rd of April, the last sale recorded on eBay, this card is going to set you back $3,000. Okay, back to Team Rocket now, and we're in at the 8th spot with the holo version of Dark Charizard. Look at the artwork on this card. It's absolutely class. It's going to cost you $1,000 more than the Blaine's Charizard card. This is costing you $4,000 in PSA 10, and this has a population of 414. There was a couple of sales earlier in June of this year that were closer to the $3,000 mark, so honestly, you're probably looking at a bit of a range on this card, anywhere from the low 3,000s up to as high as $4,000 if you want to add one of these to your collection. In at number 7, and we're moving on to maybe my favourite set in all of Pokemon, just maybe, and that is the Legendary Collection Charizard. The reverse holo at $4,450. That's what one of these sold for just recently, the 29th of June, in PSA graded 10. This card has a population of 73, so one of the lower populations on this list. In the reverse holo, the legendary reverse holos were just absolutely mint. I've covered the entire Legendary Collection in a separate video. The link will be somewhere on screen now, and I'll also put it down in the description box below, so go and check that out. This for me is one of my favourite sets, absolutely class. The reverse holo on this card looks sick. One of the better Charizards in my opinion, with that reverse holo and the iconic base set art. Let me know what you think of the Legendary Collection down below. Okay, in at number 6, we're going old school, American Badass style old school, and we're going to the base set holo Charizard. The original Charizard will cost you $5,800 in PSA 10. This is going from sales data as of the 29th of June. On that day, 2 versions of this card sold. One for $5,800, one for $5,600. So that price seems fairly consistent and fairly accurate. The way that the price have been increasing with Pokemon over the past couple of months now, the last 3-4 months, the Wizards of the Coast base set, it's not necessarily a scarce set. There was loads and loads and loads printed, but it's just so sought after. You know, it's 20 years old now, 21 years old now. And this is probably the card that most of you will have the ungraded version of laying around somewhere if you collected cards when you were a kid. If you're looking to make some money, go and find your Pokemon cards. If it's in good condition, looking to get it graded, send it off and you might be able to make a nice little bit of guacamole. So now we're breaking into the 5-time, well, the top 5 of the most expensive Charizards. And in at number 5, we have the Skyridge Charizard. The PSA graded 10 card in this set is going to cost you $7,300 going by eBay sales data as of the 29th of June. PSA graded 10 has a population of 171 and this was the actual last set that Wizards of the Coast produced. There's also a reverse holo of this card available as well. In at number 4, we have another great looking Charizard, the Shining Charizard of Neo Destiny. As of June 29th, this card is going to cost you in PSA graded 10 with a population of 197, $8,900. The Shining cards, even when I was collecting back in 2008 to 2013, the Shining cards from Neo were some of the more expensive cards even back then at the time. Not graded, just the raw cards were expensive. These were secret rare cards, which means the number was actually exceeding what the set would contain. It's a holo card. It's that Shining card, so the Charizard is a different colour to normal. It's a really sought after card. It comes up very rarely for sale, and that's why the price of this is so high. Let me know down in the comments below if you would pay this amount of money for this card. Okay, so we're in the top 3 now. So taking that bronze medal, we have, back to Legendary Collection, the Charizard holo card. Same artwork as the base set, just with that little Legendary Collection symbol on there. PSA 10, population only 12, so very, very low, which is probably why this card is so much. It's even higher than the base set. The reason is the Legendary Collection was towards the end of the Wizards of the Coast era. There was a lot less Legendary Collection sets printed, so the cards were more scarce. Legendary Collection is one of those sets that's massively picked up in popularity literally in the last couple of years. I have a full video about the Legendary Collection. Go and check that out. But as of the 29th of June, if you want one of these cards in PSA graded 10, it's going to cost you $12,655. Massive price jump now for second place, so the second most expensive Wizard of the Coast era cards is the base set Shadowless Charizard, costing just over $25,000 as of January earlier this year. There's only 53 of these graded at PSA 10, which is actually less than the first edition sets, and these come up for sale very rarely. The last recorded sales data on eBay was $25,100. Private sales, you know, who knows what this has been selling for this year, if it's sold at all. With the price increase we've seen over these last 3-4 months, this is going to be worth a lot more money now than what it was, you know, just 6 months ago. And in first place, which is as surprising as Shreddy wearing a tight sleeve tee, first edition base set Charizard, PSA graded 10 with a population of 120, $74,999.95 to add this card to your collection in PSA graded 10. Literally the price of a house is what you're going to be paying to own this card in 2020. So there we have all of the different Charizards ranked from cheapest to most expensive that you can pull from Wizards of the Coast booster packs. Are you surprised by any of these prices? If so, which cards are you surprised by? So guys, let me know down below of the cards we've looked at in today's video of the Pokemon Card Classic. Which of these Charizards is your favourite and which would you like to have in your set the most, in before everyone says first edition Charizard because it's the most expensive. If you enjoyed this video guys, please hit that thumbs up button and hit the subscribe button to see more videos from the Pokemon Card Classic, where I regularly upload vintage Pokemon card videos, and I will be uploading some newer sets where I open booster boxes and booster packs. Ring the bell to make sure that you never miss a notification from the jacked, stacked, serial thriller of Pokemon card collecting. And until next time, remember, collecting ain't no gimmick, it's a lifestyle.